What is this Diddy Blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy Blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein? What is blood doing with those numbers? Is he tongue-tongues to her, or is he a sus women's, or an anti-furry making base dark memes? Wait, I think I know what he's typing now. Wait, 6, 7.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Testing the speaker. Testing
Testing 1, 2, 3.
the speaker.
Now you hear me.
Testing
Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're working. All right, now we're in business. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. How you guys doing? Earth to Ashley, what's up, girl? What up, boo? Yo, Brian P. knows, member for 24 months. Didn't you just show that off last week? Well, welcome. Thanks for being a member for 24 months, Brian, man. Merry Christmas to you, too. And Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Brian. You're the best, baby. You're the best. You're the best. Oh, it's Christmas song time. I forgot. We got to get a Christmas song here. We got to get a Christmas song. And up in here. Let's sing a Christmas song. Let's sing a Christmas song. Christmas song. Christmas song. What Christmas song should I sing? You're a mean one. I'm definitely doing a mean one. We'll do that later. But what are we doing first? Let me see here. Let me see what we do first. What we're gonna do. What we're gonna do. What we're gonna do. Do. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. We're gonna do that. 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 We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Calm down. Calm down. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Cozy. This is so cozy. It's feeling so cozy tonight, guys. I'm feeling real cozy with you tonight. I don't know why. I feel really cozy with you. Oh, what am I doing here? Huh? What is it here? What? Why are the windows open? All right. That looks pretty. All right, what song should I sing, guys? What song should I sing? Who are these people live streaming on my channel? Come on. I didn't want to do that. Oh, man. Darlene Love? What's Darlene Love? Let me hear that one. I'll do this one. Let's do Darlene Love. You guys ready? We're doing Darlene Love. Let's go. Let me make this smaller here. Darlene Love. Darlene Love. I don't know what this is. I heard it before, but it's just weird. All right, here we go, guys. Run that shit. Let's go. You already know. Here we go. Me. Here we go, baby. What is it? Christmas, the snow's coming down. Christmas, I'm watching it fall. Christmas, lots of people around. Christmas, baby, please come home. Christmas, there comes town. Christmas, all ringing in song. Christmas, full of happy in town. Christmas, baby, please come home. They're singing deck the halls, but it's not like Christmas at all. 'Cause remember when you were here and all the fun we had last year. Woo! Christmas, pretty lights on the tree. Christmas, I want to let you shine. Christmas, to be here with me. Christmas, baby, please come home. Woo! They're singing deck the halls, but it's not like Christmas at all. 'Cause I remember when you were here and all the fun we had last year. Christmas, is there another way? Christmas, I hold back this year. Christmas, Christmas Day, please. Please, 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 please. Woo, baby, come home. Baby, please come home. Baby, please come home. Baby, please come home. Whoa. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Please come home. Please come home. Please come home. Oh, it's over. Oh, yeah. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, baby. Bam! How did I do, guys? Did I do good? Oh, man. Man, with the sneezing. Got the sniffles. Oh, man. How did I do, guys? Do I do good? Vampire Olivia Rodrigo. Wow, 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 wow. All of me. John Legend. You guys want me to do another song? Jenny Hinton Sandwich. How you doing, Jenny? Casewell, welcome back, Casewell. Good to see you here again, man. Thanks Thanks for showing support, Jake Casewell. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. How you doing? Anybody else here new? Damn Danny, how you doing? Welcome back, Damn Danny. How you doing? Who else has came back? Who else? Anybody else come back? Oh man, am I getting sick? I'm getting sick. Jingle Bell Rock? You want to hear Jingle Bell Rock? All right, I'll do Jingle Bell Rock. You said it. You asked for it. You're the only one that requested it, so Jingle Bell Rock it is. Let's see if I can find Jingle Bell Rock. No, that's not you. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. Where's Jingle Bell Rock? Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock. All right. Jingle Bell Rock. Here you go. Which one you guys got? There's two of them. There's one from 11 years ago, and then there's one from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. One by Bobby Helms. They're both by Bobby Helms. So there's a newer version and an older version. Do you guys want to do the older version or the newer version? Which one do you guys prefer? Old or new? Oh, man. Which one, guys? Old or new? Brenda Lee. There's one by Brenda Lee. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Feliz Navidad. The new version? All right. Here we go. One Jury Matters. What's up, One Jury Matters? You ready, One Jury Matters? Here we go, boy. Get your jingles ready. Oh. Original key. Uh-oh. Wait, illegal information. Recording this own version of the song. Recording one version of the song with our backing track and uploaded it online to services such as Spotify and Apple Music. It's strictly prohibited. Without oh Lord. Wait, should I cancel it? Jingle bell. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on, I think like the. Let me see if I get the other one. But I don't. They're trying to get me. I don't want to get in trouble. Man. You saw that message? Let's do this one instead. I'm doing the older version. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Blowing and blowing up bushes of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bells, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Wait, what happened? Oh, it said leave site. I don't want to leave site. I'm pressing buttons. I'm sorry. I'm pressing these buttons over here. Hold on. Let me go back to where it was. All right. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Jingle up, jingle bus, pick up your feet. Jingle round the clock. Mix them mingle in the jingle beat. Oops, sorry. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in the jingling beat. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock. Yeah, baby, let's go. Woo! That was good. Good choice, guys. Good choice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. Now, we're going to get the original. Let's go back, guys. Womp, 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 womp. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Let's go. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Woo! You really are here. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. I'm a mean one, Mr. Randall. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's full of empty holes. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39 and a half info. You're a wild one, Mr. Grinch. Whoop, whoop. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given a choice between the two of you, I take the seasick crocodile. Woo! 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 You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch. You're the king of sinful thoughts. Your heart's a dead tomato spot, mostly purple spots, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and total sandwich with arsenic sauce. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous swooper nose. You're a crooked turkey jockey and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dump heap overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of rubbish inimaginable, mangled up and tangled up nonsense. Yeah. Ooh. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. You are a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. Wink, wink. All right, that was fun. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. That was great. Had a really good time. Oh, man. Did you guys enjoy the songs? I just mailed you a sad breaking news conclusion at your convenience. All right, I'll check it out. Wonder Matters. What? So sad breaking news? Sad breaking news. What a coincidence. Not stop. No more. That's it. What is this? On Tuesday, a press conference was held after detectives that they had found. Yeah, wasn't that the video I was gonna watch? Let me see. I was gonna watch that. Hold on. Was that the video? Hold on. So where's the video? That's you got this one. No, that's the one. Is that the one with What's that one? Let's see. You send me a video? Yo, Wonder Man, did you send me a video? Did you send me a video? All right, Tuesday press conference was held after detectives revealed they had found Melody Buzzard's body in Utah at the beginning of December. Her mother, Ashley Buzzard, 40, yeah, she's been arrested in connection with the case. Yeah. Melody had been missing for 2 months. Investigators discovered the gunshot wound in her head. Police said they had hoped for a different outcome and that they would find her safe. The investigators will continue authorities' work to bring to justice. Yeah, so I watched that video. I didn't watch the video earlier, but I saw the video online. I was gonna watch it with you guys. Thank you for sending that though. I appreciate that. Where is that video? Let me see. I'll play the video now since we're on that subject. That's that. There's that. And there's that. Let me see. Let me go back over here. Let me close this out. One dramatic, like, come on, Rich. No more Christmas music. Get back to work. Get back to work, Rich. No more fun. No more fun. No more fun, Rich, you scumbag. Oh man. Damn, bro. You're a tough cookie. All right, where's that video? I saved it. I thought. Well, I watched it earlier. It should be in my video that I watched earlier today. Where is it? Only a 2-minute video. Where the hell? Where is that? A Russian general killed by. Did you guys hear about the Russian general that was killed by a car bomb in Moscow? The general of the military was killed with a car bomb in his car. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. If you're the Russian general in your country and they kill you in your country and you're a general, well, damn. That's tough. Where the hell is this video? I watched it. I clicked on it earlier, but I didn't watch it. If I click on it, usually go watch it later. I'm gonna have to redo it. Where the hell is Fuck, man. Fuck. It didn't save. Why don't you imagine in the future? Apply a link to the apply a link to the thing so I can click on the link. Here, I found it. I literally watched this yesterday or today. I didn't watch it. I clicked on it to save it for later. Let's go here and share our screen. It's already shared. All right, here, check it out, guys.
I'm Julia Janae with Court TV, and we have some major breaking news for you out of California. The body of missing 9-year-old Melody Buzzard has been found, and her mother, Ashley Buzzard, has been arrested in connection with her daughter's murder.
Damn, I wonder
The
who arrested
paternal
her.
grandmother of little Melody telling our affiliate KSBY there on California's Central Coast this morning that she was told this by detectives, that Melody Buzzard's body was found in early December in Utah, in an area
Early
where
December?
the mother and
Wow.
daughter had traveled.
Why arrest her
Now,
now?
law enforcement officials believe that Melody was killed and that it's likely she's been dead since October. That's according to law enforcement sources
Wow.
telling ABC News. They say that she was known to be missing. Investigators had been waiting on DNA to come back on those human remains, which now have come back, confirming it was indeed Melody. Now, Ashley Buzzard was arrested due to that DNA test return. That's according to those law enforcement sources. The investigation into the missing girl was sparked back in October, where her school reported her extended absence. Authorities determined that Melody and Ashley left their California home on October 7th for this 3-day road trip that took them all the way to Nebraska. And you remember this surveillance video of Ashley seeming to wear a wig along with her daughter. They were last seen together on October 7th at that car rental company in their hometown. Now, Melody was last seen alive on October 9th near the Colorado-Utah border. This is according to authorities, that when Buzzard returned the vehicle at that car rental later, Melody was not with her. Now, Ashley never cooperated with authorities during the search for her daughter, and she was actually charged in November with false imprisonment for not letting a man leave her house who was trying to help her find Melody. But those charges were eventually dismissed, and she was released. But again, she has been rearrested at her home this morning in connection with her daughter's death. We will keep you updated with any new developments. For now, we'll go back into the programming that's already in progress. Judgment with Ashley Banfield.
That's crazy. That's sad, man. That's sad. Well, at least they finally arrested the mother. I don't know what to think. I don't know what took them so long to arrest her. Maybe they connected her somehow to her death. And they're able to arrest her with the connection they have. Now they have a connection. So I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see. What are they gonna, how they linked her to the death? Even though she was the last, she was the last person to be with the girl, right? Assuming that's what we know. I guess we'll find out, right? Kat Randall. How you doing, Kat? Sad. That is sad news, though. One juror matters. We'll see what happens, I guess, in the future, right? Wow. That little girl's dead. She's so cute, man. Right? Isn't she cute? Man. That sucks.
Mother and daughter.
Yeah, she's a cute girl. She's a little cutie. How old was she? 3? 4? Anyone remember how old she was? I forgot. You're a pastry. Medical record demanded in the beauty queen cheerleader's dead baby case. Oh my God! Another case. Another case. Melody Buzzard died of gunshot wounds. What? The mother? She died of gunshot wounds? What? Here it is.
All right, a desperate search, a
What?
heartbreaking mystery, a
Gunshot
disappearance
wounds.
that gripped the nation, and now an ending no one wanted, but many predicted. The body of 9-year-old Melody Buzzard has been found more than 2 months after she went missing in Southern California. During a press conference today, a coroner confirmed her body was found in a rural area in Wayne County, Utah. She had been shot in the head.
Oh my
Melody's
God.
mother, Ashley Buzzard was taken into custody.
Shot in
today,
the head.
accused in the death of her daughter after investigators uncovered what they say is a significant amount of evidence linking her to the crime. News Nation correspondent Nancy Liu joins us now live from Santa Barbara, California. You were there for the press conference today. What have we learned?
I didn't hear that part. I was busy doing something else.
On this very
Fuck.
stormy night, Ashley
Oh my
Buzzard
God.
is back behind bars in the Santa Barbara
Wow.
County Jail, accused of murdering her own 9-year-old daughter, Melody. A crime Sheriff Bill Brown described as heinous
Wow.
and heartless. According to the Sheriff's Department,
Oh,
a
man.
big break in the case surfaced earlier this month on December 6th. That's when a couple taking photos discovered human remains in a rural area of Wayne County, Utah. DNA confirmed it was the body of Melody Buzzard and that she had died of a gunshot to the head.
Damn.
The area
That's
is
sad.
along the route where Ashley Buzzard
Damn, look at her.
taken Melody on a spontaneous road trip back in October. The trip involved wigs and the switching of license plates, action sure to be part of the case against her.
How do you do
Now,
something
the
like
sheriff
that?
also says an expended cartridge was recovered during one of the searches of Buzzard's home, and a live round was found in a search of the rental vehicle. Buzzard returned home on October 10th without Melody, and she's been uncooperative throughout the investigation and search.
I don't know, man.
Circumstances of Melody Buzzard's murder are heartbreaking. All of us who have been involved in this case have been deeply affected by it. We were hoping against hope that she would be safely found. This outcome is deeply tragic, and on behalf of the entire Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, I want to extend our deepest condolences to those who knew and loved Melody.
Wow.
Now, right after Buzzard's arrest this morning, relatives held a prayer circle outside the home in Lompoc. Then many were here at the sheriff's office for today's press conference, including Melody's grandmother. She and others did not want to comment afterwards, clearly upset after hearing those details about how Melody died and that her body had been decomposing in Utah for the past 2 months. Now, there's no word yet on when Buzzard will be in court for arraignment, and the sheriff says there is no clear motive in this case, but we do know that paternal relatives have been fighting for custody of Melody since the death of her father in 2016. Elizabeth?
Oh, just unspeakable. Nancy Liu reporting, thank you, from Santa Barbara. Get inside.
Thank you for watching.
Wow. That is sad. That's sad, man. I didn't expect that. And shot to death. And she was shot. She was shot to death. Man. Let's fuck
This outcome is
Let's do a moment of silence. Guys, let's do a moment of silence. Put your head down, guys. A moment of silence for Ashley. Oh my God, not Ashley. What's her name? Oh my God. What's her name? Melody Buzzard. A moment of silence for Melody Buzzard, guys.
deeply tragic, and on behalf
So cute. All right. Amen. May she rest in peace and have everlasting life beyond life. I mean, it's not fair that you had to go. You're too young. Your mother killed you, or whoever killed you. I'm assuming it's your mother. And it's not. It's. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I feel so sorry for you, young girl. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for you. I'm sad. Rest in peace, sweetheart. If there's something I can do, please let me know. I would love to help you. I'll give you my life. How about that? I prefer to give you my. I'd rather you live my life than me move on. That's crazy, man. I wish I can give her my life. Seriously. Sad. Very sad. Look at her. A beautiful young girl. Look, and that's Christmas time from last year, probably. The Christmas tree's in the background in our house. No Christmas for her. She died before Christmas. Crazy. Crazy. Rest in peace. Wow. Sad. Isn't it sad? Sad. Let me watch some of this video here.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, sorry.
Live now from Fox. We have an update on a story we've been following out of Santa Barbara County. A young girl who was missing from California has been found dead in Utah, and her mother arrested for murder. This is from the FBI Los Angeles. They say FBI special agent in charge Patrick Grandy joined Santa Barbara County Sheriff Bill Brown to announce the arrest of.
This is watch it.
Bill Brown. And today I am deeply saddened to report to you that the body of Melody Alani Buzzard, the 9-year-old child who went missing from the Lompoc area in October of this year, has been found in a rural area outside of Canesville in Wayne County.
Who found her?
Utah.
I wonder who found her.
This morning at approximately 7:51 a.m., members of our sheriff's office and the FBI arrested her mother, Ashley Lynn Buzzard, for her murder. Maternal filicide is rare and always difficult to comprehend. But this level of criminal activity is particularly shocking given the calculated, cold-blooded, and criminally sophisticated premeditation and heartlessness that went into planning it, and the ruthlessness that went into actually committing the crime.
A couple found her in a rural area?
Evidence
Thank you, Danny.
clearly indicates that this heinous crime was committed by.
A couple found. What? A couple. What were the couple doing? Were the couple just walking down in the park in a rural area? Like, that's crazy, man. Do you know where exactly, damn Danny?
Ashley Buzzard.
Hikers or they're hikers? Wow, that's sad.
Melody's mother, and the very person upon who she relied upon and trusted the most in this world.
Wow.
From the moment this case was reported, our detectives pursued every lead with determination, with urgency, and with compassion.
Wow.
Our investigators and those of our allied agencies worked simultaneously on multiple fronts, some maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Ashley Buzzard, while others focused on the painstaking
rural area in Utah?
Analysis and verification of physical, digital, and
Allie Bugs, how you doing, Allie?
forensic evidence.
Maltese Falcon, how you doing?
That sustained effort was critical in bringing this case to where it stands today. Throughout this investigation, our detectives faced deliberate efforts to prevent them from finding Melody and uncovering the truth. Despite those attempts, their focus never wavered. They remained disciplined, methodical, and relentless in their pursuit of the facts. Whenever obstacles were placed in their path, they overcame them. When cooperation was withheld, they relied on the evidence. Their commitment did not falter, and their determination did not fade. They followed the facts wherever they led, and that ultimately is what brought clarity and resolution to this case. Now I'm going to go over a timeline of the major developments in this case. Before I do that, though, and before I walk through it, I want to thank, in particular, and we'll go into some further detail of our allied agencies that helped us, but two in particular that I want to recognize at the start of this, and that is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which has been with us throughout the investigation and has helped us not only in our regional area, but also out of state. And I particularly want to thank Sheriff Micah Gully and the members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Wayne County, Utah, and every other agency that assisted us with their partnership, their professionalism, and for their commitment to this case. This level of coordination among jurisdictions was essential, it was superb, and we are grateful for the support provided at every stage. And while this remains an active criminal case and certain details are still being investigated and cannot be disclosed at this time, I can share with you now a timeline outlining the major investigative milestones. October 14th, 2005, a school administrator reported Melody's prolonged absence from school. Deputies responded to the family's residence in Lompoc, where her mother, Ashley Buzzard, was contacted. Melody was not at the residence, and Ashley provided no verifiable explanation for Melody's whereabouts. October 15th, 2025, detectives served a search warrant at the Buzzard residence in the 500 block of Mars Avenue in the Lompoc area, looking for evidence pertaining to Melody's whereabouts. Subsequent to the search warrant, it was determined that Ashley had recently rented a car, and video surveillance images were obtained showing Ashley and Melody at the rental car office, both of them wearing wigs in an apparent attempt to conceal their identity. These images were shared with the public on October the 22nd in an attempt to obtain additional information about their whereabouts. On October 24th, 2025, detectives shared an updated timeline and travel route with the public of Melody's last known movements along a multi-state round-trip travel route that included California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska, with a return route including Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and then back to California. Detectives learned that along this trip, Ashley switched the license plates on the vehicle she had rented to a New York plate.
Oh my God!
And
why would you do that?
Found out that she would back her vehicle into gas stations.
Why would
in
you
an
do
apparent
that?
Attempt to avoid detection by their surveillance cameras.
Wow, what a psycho!
Melody was last seen on video surveillance with Ashley on the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border on Thursday, October 9th, 2025.
Wow!
And detectives now believe that Melody was murdered shortly after that stop. On October the 30th, sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI evidence response team, responded and served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashley Buzzard, as well as for a storage locker that she had rented and upon the car that she had recently rented as well.
Wow.
During the search of the Mars Avenue residence,
Why?
an expended cartridge case was recovered. During the search of the vehicle, a live round of similar ammunition was located. Detectives submitted the expended cartridge case to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for inclusion in their national database called NIBIN, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network. December the 6th, 2025, members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos just off the 3300 block of East State Route 24 in a remote part of Wayne County, Utah. This couple had discovered the decomposed body of a deceased person off of the side adjacent to West Caneville Road.
Lord have mercy. God bless.
On December 8th, 2025,
God bless.
a member
God
of the Wayne
bless.
County Sheriff's Office notified the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office of the discovery of the unidentified found body. Although immediate identification of the deceased person was not possible, it was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head. December 17th, 2025. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco,
I'm curious
Firearms,
too,
and Explosives
Danny.
examination
Crazy.
of cartridge cases found at the Utah crime scene resulted in a NIBIN hit, linking them to the single cartridge case that was found at the Buzzard residence. On December 22nd,
always happening.
Yes.
I mean, why can't you just put her up for adoption, right, Danny? Why not put the girl up for adoption? Why not? If you don't want your daughter or your son, you don't want to take care of that person no more, put that person up for adoption. Tell them you can't handle it no more. You can't take care of the kid. I'm gonna go crazy. I don't want to hurt my child. I don't want to kill my child. If I keep her, I'm gonna probably kill her. I don't want to do that. I need to put her up for adoption, please. Why? Why risk jail time? Why risk the life of someone that you love and you care for and you brought to this world? Why would you want to just get rid of them and kill them? My God. Can't understand it. Can't take it. I don't know, man. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick and tired of these weak people. Weak mofos. Incredible.
Yesterday, the FBI crime lab notified our agency that DNA analysis had determined that the remains found in Utah were a familial DNA match to Ashley Buzzard. Today, December 23rd, 2025, members of the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office and the FBI served search and arrest warrants at the Mars Avenue residence and arrested Ashley Lynn Buzzard for the murder of Melody Buzzard. Ashley was taken into custody without incident, and she was booked at the Northern Branch Jail for first-degree murder, where she is currently being held without bail. While these developments represent important steps towards holding Ashley Buzzard accountable for the murder of her daughter, they do not diminish the profound loss that we are acknowledging today. Because this case is now moving through the court system, there are limits on what additional detail we can share publicly at this time. At this point, I'm going to ask Lieutenant Chris Gottschall to recognize the personnel and agencies whose work in our region was instrumental in this investigation.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. This case required an extraordinary level of coordination and commitment amongst all agencies. I want to specifically recognize the detectives who tirelessly worked from the very beginning, including lead detective...
How you doing, Braxton? Welcome back.
Joe Oliver, Detective Ruben Esparza, Detective Matt Maxwell, Detective Cliff Cabasad, Detective Thomas Brownlee, and Sergeant Jeff McDonald, along with numerous investigators, sheriff's deputies, professional staff, and support personnel who contributed countless hours to this effort. I'd also like to acknowledge our allied agencies whose cooperation and assistance were essential to advancing this investigation across the County Unified Swin Office.
Various FBI field offices in multiple states devoted resources to this investigation. And I can confidently speak on behalf of all FBI employees when I say that our collective hearts are broken as a result of this senseless outcome. The agents in our Santa Maria office, just north of here, worked tirelessly for the past couple of months with the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office, and this has no doubt affected them as well personally. We were all hoping to find Melody alive, as you undoubtedly were as well. That said, the FBI will continue to provide resources to the County of Santa Barbara.
Next.
The remains of investigation, Salida Police Department, Utah, the Paiute County Sheriff gave the public who called in tips. We continue to urge anyone with information about Melody's murder to contact law enforcement. Thank you, and I'll turn it back over to the sheriff.
Thank you. Let me just conclude by saying these remarks.
I want to answer some questions.
The circumstances of Melody Buzzard's murder are heartbreaking. All of us who have been involved in this case have been deeply affected by it. We were hoping against hope that she would be safely found. This outcome is deeply tragic, and on behalf of the entire Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, I want to extend our deepest condolences to those who knew and loved Melody.
Santa Barbara.
I want to take a moment to speak directly to the Mesa and Buzzard families who have endured unimaginable pain throughout this ordeal. Their strength, their patience, and their steadfast hope have been evident from the very beginning.
Santa Barbara is so beautiful.
No family should ever have to experience this kind of loss. And our hearts are with them today and will be with them in the difficult days ahead. We stand with them and we remain committed to securing justice for Melody. I also want to thank the members of the media, both you here in our region and those out of state, for your continued coverage, including the conveyance of Melody's image and the circumstances of her disappearance all across America. Your involvement played a meaningful role in advancing this investigation. To the members of our community who followed this case closely, thank you for your engagement, for your support, and for your willingness to come forward with information. The loss of a child is among the most profound tragedies any community can endure, and that loss is exacerbated when it is at the hand of someone else, and particularly at the hand of the one who should have loved them the most.
The mother.
Today, we stand together in grief.
I hope she didn't do it.
But also with resolve.
I hope she didn't do it.
Melody deserved a far better life than she had. We will honor her memory by ensuring that every step of this process is handled
something else
with care,
happened.
compassion, and a steadfast commitment to justice. Our investigation does not end here. We will continue working closely with prosecutors and ensure that the judicial process moves forward with integrity. May God bless the innocent soul of Melody Alani Buzzard, who we will never, ever forget. Thank you, and I'll now turn it back over to our PIO, Rock Kelsey.
We have allotted some time if anybody has any follow-up questions. Again, reinforcing the fact that we do have an ongoing investigation, and while we're trying to balance transparency with seeking justice for Melody, so we do have an opportunity to take just a few questions. Yes, Crystal.
Yeah, Michelle, I'm just curious, do we believe at this moment that Ashley acted alone, or is there any potential belief that other suspects may be involved?
So the question is, do we believe that Ashley acted alone in this homicide? I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Gottschall. Please step to the podium.
Thank you for your question. Our investigation thus far has revealed that this time we don't believe that anyone else was involved.
No one else involved.
Raquel, the sheriff mentioned the retrieval of cartridges
and
live rounds. Is the murder weapon in evidence?
So the question is about the location of the murder weapon, if we have that in our evidence or in our possession at this time. I'll turn that over to Sheriff Brown.
Thank you. Yeah, the short answer is no. We do not have the murder weapon yet, but we continue to seek it.
I'll come back to you for your follow-up question in just a moment. Go ahead, yes?
Will this case be tried in Santa Barbara County or elsewhere?
Okay, so the question is where this trial will take place. I believe Sheriff Brown will have a response for that.
Yes, the plan is that this trial will take place here, since the intent was believed to have been formed here in our county prior to going on this road trip and committing the actual crime.
So we're going to have room for just a couple more questions. I'll volley back here. Yes?
And for any of you, I know early in the investigation, investigators had been out in those various areas along the road trip. Had that area in Wayne County been searched at all?
So the question is if investigators on their initial routes had been through that area of Wayne County. I believe you're asking if we'd specifically probably been to the scene of the crime. I'm going to refer to Lieutenant Gottschall for that.
Thank you for your question. We've been following a ton of leads, looking at a lot of different data and information. It is an expansive area of the United States that we were searching, and unfortunately we didn't have specific location information until recently. Thank you.
Yes?
When can we expect the mugshot of Ashley to be released?
I'll have you email me privately on that. We'll proceed with that. We'll take one final question here, and then that'll be a wrap for us. Yes?
Wrap it up.
The question is to a motive. If we have one established, I'll have Sheriff Brown cover.
We have not established a motive at this point. We have obviously established that it is what's known as a filicide, the slaying of a child, in this case a maternal filicide. And there's been a lot of study and a lot of discussion about that and what motivates people to do that. But as far as an actual direct motive, we haven't established that yet.
That's very difficult. I know that Ashley, you had described her as uncooperative throughout the investigation. Can you describe her demeanor now? Has she spoken or confessed in any way? Can you talk about her demeanor now?
Yeah, I can tell you that as of this morning, no, there was no change in her attitude and her demeanor. Uncooperative.
Thank you all very much for coming out and for being patient with us through this process, not just today, but throughout the entirety of the investigation. And again, we really do appreciate the media's coverage of this very important case. And that's going to conclude our press conference for today. Thank you very much.
We just heard from officials in Santa Barbara County. That was a press conference from a few hours ago announcing that the mother of 9-year-old missing girl, Melody Buzzard, her mother, Ashley.
She's so cute. Look at that face. What a cute face. Wow. What a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Buzzard has been arrested for first-degree murder after Melody's body was found in a remote area of Utah. She was reported missing back in October, and they have been searching several states after Melody went on a road trip with her mother. Her mother returned without Melody, and officials say that Melody's body was found in a remote area of Utah earlier this month. This is from the FBI Los Angeles. They say they announced the arrest of Ashley Buzzard of Lompoc, California, for the murder of her daughter, Melody Buzzard, 9 years old, whose remains were found in Utah earlier this month. A big break in that case announced today. We will continue to follow it as any developments come.
Wow. So sad. Really sad, guys. Very, very sad. Very sad. Upsetting. Really upsetting. Where's the father? I don't know where the father is. Is there a father around? Or did they not? Are they not together anymore? Is he dead? Does anybody know where the dad is? Yeah, man. That's crazy.
We are hearing an update on the
catastrophic. Have to bear with us as we seek to confirm the
nursing home fire. Apparently, guys, there was a nursing home fire. At least 2 people killed in a Pennsylvania nursing home explosion. Wow. 2 more people dead right before Christmas. A nursing home explosion. Anyway, wow. Sad. Anyway, I want to move on. The father died years ago. Really, Allie? I think it was a car crash, but I'm not sure. But he passed away. All right, thank you, Allie. The Pennsylvania gas leak? Yeah, 2 people dead. Look, I'll show you guys if you want to see the at least 2 killed. Sad. Another sad situation.
To upgrade the standards at this facility. That work will obviously continue with the new owners to ensure that they do what is necessary to keep residents safe at this facility and at the others where they are being taken to. With that, I want to turn it over to our fire chief, followed by our police chief, to share some additional words, and we'll do our best to answer some questions. But again, I want to stress this is early, this information is preliminary, and I expect that there will be further updates this evening. Chief.
Thank you, Governor. This afternoon at 2:19, the explosion occurred. It is the facility is located directly across from one of our rescue squads, right next to the Lower Bucks Hospital, in close proximity to the fire department. When the explosion occurred, the radios lit up with reports of the explosion at the Silver Lake Nursing Home. Fire department responded quickly, was on scene within a couple of minutes. When we arrived, there was a major structural collapse with parts of the first floor into the basement with persons trapped. Fire department personnel immediately went into a rescue mode. They pulled many residents out of the building via windows, doors, stuck in stairwells, stuck in elevator shafts. Those who were outside the building already injured, and those that were being brought out by the fire department were handed off to the police officers, which came from every direction, and I believe every municipality around here, and were literally carrying the patients as we handed them off to them. They were carrying patients, and as the governor said, there was one police officer who literally threw 2 people over his shoulders and ran with people to help, to definitive health care. It was nothing short of extraordinary, the operation that was taking place. When we entered the collapse zone, we did rescue 2 people from the actual collapsed structure in the basement. We did have a heavy odor of gas at that time. We got everyone out that we could find, that we could see, and we exited the building. Within approximately 15 to 30 seconds of us exiting the building, knowing there was a heavy odor of natural gas around us, there was another explosion and fire. We kept the fire in check without giving up the source. The fire actually helped us identify where the leak was coming from in the basement. And we.
Thanks for the bless yous for me sneezing, guy. Thank you for saying bless you. I just noticed it now. Thank you.
Just prevented it from spreading into other parts of the building. Chief, turn it over to the Chief of Bristol Township Police Department, C.J. Winnick.
Thank you, Chief. As the governor said, this is an extreme tragedy that happened to a vulnerable portion of our community at a nursing home.
An absolute all-team effort. It was outstanding. I can't say enough about all fire personnel, EMS, and the police department.
Do you have any preliminary cause?
We don't.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on. Question?
If you have any.
How many are missing?
We believe there's.
For offering Truman High School for family members who are searching for the unification process will happen that way. We want to make sure that we have people identified here and that they're safe, and then we can reach out and contact family.
As I said, a lot of this information is preliminary. We're happy to try and take a few general questions if you have any.
How many are missing?
How many are missing?
There's 5 unaccounted for.
Oh, 5
they
missing.
May have left the scene with.
There's 5 missing, but they may have left the scene.
Family members.
Yeah, I want to stress that these numbers are in flux. It may be that someone was there, and
why would you leave? If you're part of a fire and your number is counted, why would you leave why would you leave the scene? You wouldn't leave unless you had to go to the hospital. But why would you leave? You wouldn't just leave. You would be there and try to be taken care of and let them know you're okay.
Had left. It may be that someone thought that someone was there and had left. I want to be very careful with these numbers as to how many are missing. There'll be updates throughout the evening.
How many are your for the fire chief? Do you have a ballpark estimate on the number of injuries that you have? I know the governor said some.
We don't know the total number of injuries because they've gone to so many different hospitals. But I will say that we are still in rescue mode until we know the building is clear.
Just blew up.
What can you say about
I think.
firefighters, police officers, first responders?
Absolute heroics. And as I said, the police officers were coming from every direction in every municipality around here. I saw police officer patches from 2-3 municipalities away that were helping us out, get people from away from the building. So it was an absolute all-team effort. It was outstanding. I can't say enough about all fire personnel, EMS, and the police department.
Do you have any preliminary cause?
We don't.
Okay, thank you.
We're still in rescue mode. We have not transitioned into a recovery mode. So we will continue on that path of rescuing and digging into the basement with the heavy machinery assisting us. And then there are fire and technical rescue personnel in the collapse right now digging by hand. Using sonar, we've used dogs down here to help us with our search. We are not ready to claim this as a recovery yet. We're still in rescue mode.
You said there was a second explosion. Were any first responders?
No.
Look.
Do you have any idea how many people were there so they would happen approximately?
We're not sure of the total count of how many people they had in the building. We're relying on them to tell us which patients are accounted for, which we believe all the patients are accounted for that were residents here. There may be an employee that we're looking for, but even that's not confirmed.
What do you say about the community as a whole?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
What do you say about the community as a whole? There were residents who tried to step in and help us.
The nearby residents were outstanding. We had residents coming out of their houses offering to help us. And then, there came a time when their safety was being compromised because we had the next explosion.
Look, I think this is the Pennsylvania way. Neighbors helping neighbors in a moment of need. You saw that here in Bristol. You saw that here in Bucks County. This is how we do this. I would just ask all Pennsylvanians to join Lori and I in prayer for this community, for those who are still missing, for those who are injured, and for those families who are about to celebrate Christmas with an empty chair at their table. There'll be further updates this evening. I again want to thank the chief, both chiefs, and all the leadership here in Bucks County. They're doing an extraordinary job in a really, really difficult situation.
Thank you.
Tell us, 2 people died. Are they rescued?
All right, well, there you have it. 2 people dead so far. 2 people dead so far.
Home explosion that is. We just heard from officials with an update on the nursing home explosion that is in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. So this is the new information where we are hearing an update on the explosion at a nursing home in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Let's listen in live. Pennsylvania. So this is the new information we're getting. They're saying at least 2 people are dead and at least 5 unaccounted for right now. They say they're still in a rescue mode until they know that the building is cleared. And this happened at Silver Lake Nursing Home in Bristol, Pennsylvania. An explosion, actually, officials saying a series of explosions at that nursing home. Again, at least 2 people are dead. They're still searching for several others. We are going to stay on top of that breaking news. We'll bring you any updates that come from it.
Crazy. All right, well, that's that. A lot of things happening tonight, man. A lot of things are happening tonight. So, hopefully they won't find any more dead in that case with the explosion in the nursing home. An explosion in a nursing home. How the hell did that happen? How did a nursing home explosion happen? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, guys, another case here. I don't know if you guys heard about the what is this? A Delaware State police trooper and suspected shooter were killed after officials say an active shooting incident occurred at a DMV location in Wilmington on today. Police initially report that an active shooter situation at a DMV on Hessler Boulevard, Delaware. State police may say additional updates will be provided as more information becomes available. On Tuesday evening, several public officials addressed the day's event, including Delaware's including Delaware's governor, Matt Mayer, and the superintendent of the Delaware State Police, Colonel William D. Cruddy. And what else? Anything else? All right, let's just watch it. It's a sad day. Another situation, guys. Let's watch it.
Vehicles located at 2230.
Oh, sorry, I'm going for reading.
We're now getting that update from Delaware State Police on a shooting at a DMV. A state trooper killed, the suspect also dead. Let's listen in live right now.
Did a trooper die in your seat last week? Wow, a lot of these troopers are dying, man. A lot of these troopers. Rest in peace to all the troopers who died in 2025 and before. You know, these officers, man. Honestly, they picked their job, they picked their employment, their job for life. They become a police officer. And shit happens, man. They got to be careful. You don't know anymore what's going to happen. You're a police officer. A lot of people are shocked when something happens against them, but they don't expect it, and it happens. So being a cop is tough, man. So rest in peace to all the police officers from 2025. May you rest in peace.
Today, around 2 p.m.,
I saw that. Those 2 assholes that killed those cops. Yeah, those 2 guys were idiots, Wild Dog. I hope they die in prison quick. Those scumbags. Ridiculous.
Delaware State Police and surrounding law enforcement agencies responded to the Delaware Division of Motor Vehicles located at 2230 Hessler Boulevard in Newcastle for a report of an active shooter.
Hey, Kaz, Merry Christmas to you too, Kaz.
The early investigation revealed that a 44-year-old male suspect entered the DMV as a customer. A short time later, the suspect approached the trooper who was working an overtime assignment sitting at the reception desk and shot him. After being shot, the trooper pushed a DMV employee out of harm's way.
Wow.
And the suspect shot the trooper again.
Wow, again.
Multiple police agencies responded to the DMV.
Wow.
And a Newcastle County police officer confronted the suspect and shot him. The suspect was taken to an area hospital where he died. The trooper who was shot was taken to a local hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. His name is being withheld until his family has been notified. A second trooper sustained a minor gunshot-related injury. A second trooper sustained a minor non-gunshot-related injury and was not transported to the hospital. A 40-year-old woman was taken to an area hospital for minor non-gunshot-related injuries, and a 35-year-old woman was evaluated for shortness of breath and declined to be transported to the hospital. That's all the details we have at this time. Now I would like to call up the Superintendent of the Delaware State Police, Colonel William D. Crotty, for a few remarks.
The Delaware State Police family today suffered a devastating loss. We lost a brother, a son, a best friend, a coach, a husband, and a father. Our trooper loved his community. He served with honor and integrity, and his life was cut short by senseless violence.
Yeah, senseless.
His last actions were that of a hero who saved lives today while sacrificing his own. The DSP family is honored to call him our brother. His service and sacrifice will always be remembered. We are asking the community for their love and their support for us, and to honor the sacrifice that he made today. I would like to take a moment to thank Colonel Leonard, the Newcastle County Police Department, for his support of our agency today. The FBI and the Department of Justice and all the law enforcement community who reached out. It is this family that will continue to help us as we move on, as we care for one of each other, and they continue to support us in the days to come. Thank you. I'll now take the opportunity to introduce Governor Matt Meyer.
Thank you, Colonel Crotty. The heart of the state of Delaware breaks tonight as we mourn the loss of a Delaware State trooper, a hero who gave his life in the line of duty. He made the ultimate sacrifice to protect his fellow Delawareans, and our hearts break for his family. There are Delawareans who are alive tonight because of his heroism. Lauren and I join with Delawareans up and down our state, praying for the family and every state trooper as they grieve this sudden and unimaginable loss. Protecting the lives of Delawareans is our most fundamental responsibility in government. And moments like this remind us of the tremendous risks our law enforcement officers and first responders take and the courage that they demonstrate every single day. What happened today was an act of pure evil.
Evil. Yep.
And
evil.
if not for the heroism of several troopers and other officers, the consequences could have been so much worse. We are deeply grateful to the state and law enforcement officers whose quick action and professionalism helped prevent further harm. We're grateful too for the emergency medical responders and the medical professionals at Christiana Care, as well as the DMV employees, the employees at that Division of Motor Vehicle facility, who worked tirelessly to save lives. I appreciate there are so many standing here with us tonight law enforcement officers from other agencies, and as Colonel Crotty mentioned, there are many more agencies who've assisted us, as well as the state legislators, state representatives, state senators who've been so supportive, along with our Lieutenant Governor, the Attorney General, and our county executive. Please remember tonight that there are Delawareans who are alive because of heroic actions of the deceased trooper and others. And I ask that all Delawareans join me in keeping the entire Delaware State Police family in their prayers tonight and into the new year. And I would like to introduce the Department of Safety and Homeland Security Secretary, Josh Bushweller.
Thank you, Governor Meyer. 2 days before Christmas, we lost a hero, a dedicated member of the Delaware State Police family who literally woke up this morning, put on his uniform like he did every day, and he went to work to serve the people of our state. Unfortunately, that trooper will not be coming home. To the family of our fallen trooper,
it's sad.
All Delawareans grieve with you. We know that no words can ease your pain, but please know that your loved one's service and sacrifice will never, ever, ever be forgotten. To the men and women of the Delaware State Police, you've lost a brother, a sister, a colleague, a friend. We mourn with you. We honor your courage that you demonstrate every single day that you go out and serve our state. This tragedy reminds us that our law enforcement officers face danger in even the most routine circumstances. They stand as guardians, protecting our communities, often at great risk. A special thanks to our law enforcement partners and the entire first responder community who came together to support us in our time of need. As well as a special thanks to our partners who stand with us here today in the FBI, the ATF, and the Department of Justice. Your immediate engagement since the inception of this incident this afternoon, and your continued support throughout the investigation is so deeply appreciated. Please keep the trooper's family, the Delaware State Police, and the entire law enforcement community in your thoughts and prayers as we go through this difficult time. Thank you very much.
The Delaware State Police is asking you to pray for the family of our trooper and to hold his family, his children, in your thoughts and prayers during this holiday season. Thank you all for attending today.
Oh, man, it sucks, man. Hold on, drop something. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. That's so sad. Another one. Really sad, man. A lot of things are happening today. A lot of things happened today in this country. America. America's tough. We live in a tough country. America. The United States of America. It's a tough country, man. I don't know. Let's see what happens, you know? Sad. Too many things are happening in this world, man. Let me tell you. Too many things are happening. All right. I'm gonna watch this video now with the Rob Reiner family. A video uploaded by Videopolitan, which reads, "What happened to Rob and Michelle Reiner?" Videopolitan investigates. Let's check it out and see what it's all about, guys. And I'm gonna probably go to bed after this. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning, so this video is like 40 minutes. So maybe we'll watch something else afterwards. We'll see. Let's just check it out. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Let's
podcast.
Do this.
Simply that. Opinions. All.
Nick, here's the story.
Wait, what?
Own son, Reiner, and his wife, Michelle, the violent, brutal murders of Hollywood icon Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, and the arrest of their own son, Nick.
Yeah.
Here's the story.
Every story has a beginning. Some have an end we never expect. Rob Reiner, the legendary filmmaker behind Stand By Me and When Harry Met Sally.
Both great movies.
Spent decades bringing laughter,
both are great movies,
art, and truth to audiences worldwide. A husband, father, and storyteller, he believed in the power of love and family, even when his own son battled addiction. But one December weekend in Brentwood, Los Angeles, that belief would meet a devastating turn.
Yeah.
After a tense argument, Rob...
I'm 3 hours ahead of you, Danny. You're in Cali, right? Oh. Come to New York. Move to New York, Danny.
Rob Reiner and his wife...
The holidays bring out the craziness? You think so, one jury matters? I wonder if that's true. Delaware State Troopers protect some high-value people. I think all states cover high-value people. Cat Randall, not just Delaware.
Michelle Singer Reiner were found dead in their home. Authorities have arrested their son.
You're in Washington State? Oh, wow. Washington, D.C. or Washington State?
Nick, and a community reels from a tragedy that...
I'm joking.
That no one saw coming. What happened during the final hours of the life of this Hollywood icon?
This hour, we're going to take a close look at a lot of the issues and some of the newer developments in the investigation into the death of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, a violent end that they met inside their own home, inside their own mansion out in Brentwood. Let's get to some of the facts here. We're going to bring in Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas, who joins us tonight live in Los Angeles at the LA County Superior Courthouse. And we have new video, Cody, allegedly showing the arrest of Nick Reiner. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Vinny, that's absolutely right. This new video posted by the outlet Page 6, allegedly showing that arrest. Now, we heard from DA Nathan Hochman today that Nick Reiner was arrested without incident. Now, they say this shows Nick Reiner surrendering to police. You see him throwing his hands up at a crosswalk at a metro station in downtown L.A. This is about 15 miles away from his mother and father's Brentwood home in Los Angeles, where those stabbings took place. Now, we know that he was arrested near the Exposition Park area, obviously in a public area near the University of Southern California. And Vinny, upon talking to some people here in Los Angeles today, just some people on the sidewalk, they say that area is a heavily drug-influenced area as well, methamphetamine, heroin, things of that nature. But that video, again, posted by the outlet Page 6, showing Nick Reiner throwing his hands up and being arrested by LAPD.
All right, let's talk about the big press conference that took place. What did the DA say about this case?
Well, the most important thing, Vinny, he says official charges will be filed and that the death penalty is still on the table. They have not made a decision about it yet, but it's on the table as far as this case progressing. Now, District Attorney Nathan Hochman says prosecutors will
That's not going to happen.
Two first-degree
That's
murder
not going to
charges
happen.
against
Death penalty
Nick
will not
Reiner,
happen.
which he says are upgraded to
This
special
guy's mentally ill.
circumstances due to there being multiple murders involved
mental.
in this case.
This guy's
We
mental.
explain the charges, why they may seek the death penalty, and how the case may play out. Take a listen to this.
He's too mental, this guy.
Today I'm here to announce that our office will be filing charges against Nick Reiner, who is accused of killing his parents, actor-director Rob Reiner, and photographer-producer Michelle Singer Reiner. These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of multiple murders. He also faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, that being a knife. These charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. No decision at this point has been made with respect to the death penalty. Announcing these charges, I also want to announce that they're just that. They are charges. Charges are not evidence. Evidence is something that we will be presenting in a court of law to meet the standard of proof we meet in every criminal case, which is beyond a reasonable doubt, to 12 jurors who will unanimously have to find that we've met that standard to prove the charges we bring to court. Right now, with respect to the process, once the charges get filed this afternoon, Nick Reiner will be then brought to court. He is going through medical clearance, something that everybody who gets arrested and gets held in a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department jail goes through. Once he is medically cleared, he will be brought to court to be arraigned on these charges. At that point, he will enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. Now, prosecuting these cases involving family members are some of the most challenging and most heart-wrenching cases that this office faces because of the intimate and often brutal nature of the crimes involved. Rob Reiner was a brilliant actor and director, an iconic force in our entertainment industry for decades. His wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, was an equally iconic photographer and producer. Their loss is beyond tragic, and we will commit ourselves to bringing their murderer to justice. You will hear in the media rumors. You will hear speculation. You will hear hearsay. What I'm asking everyone to do is to rely on trusted sources. If it doesn't come from the district attorney's office, from LAPD, from the coroner's office, or from the courtroom itself, then there's a good chance you are hearing misinformation. Because at the appropriate time, the actual evidence involved in this case will be presented in a court of law. So I ask for your patience until that is done.
Now, Vinny, the DA and LAPD declined to answer many of the comments or the questions from media today due to this being a thorough, ongoing investigation, but they did comment on some of the aspects of the investigation and the arrest of Nick Reiner itself. Take a listen to this.
He was found with good, solid police work, investigative tools used by robbery, homicide, and gang and narcotic division detectives with the U.S. Marshal Service Task Force involved as well. So we're thankful for the work that was done. I won't go into talking about what was found or anything that could potentially taint the investigation.
Specifically, he was arrested in a public area in the Exposition Park area near the University of Southern California campus. He was approached by the officers and he was arrested without incident. There were no indications that there was no indication that he was going to resist or anything like that. He didn't flee or anything like that. He was taken into custody without issue, and he was transported to our police headquarters facility.
Any evidence, if there is any, of mental illness for his background will be coming out in the hearings that will occur. We anticipate, again, after the arraignment, the process will go through the normal process a case like this goes through. At the appropriate time, if there is evidence of mental illness, it will be presented in court and in whatever detail the defense seeks to do that.
Now, Vinny, we are still waiting on Nick Reiner's medical clearance for him to make
Mr.
his
Firefly,
first
how
court
you doing?
appearance.
Man,
and
very
we're still
sad.
waiting on the autopsy report of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. Now, the DA also did not comment on the timeline or anything specific like that regarding the murders, and he also didn't comment on where they were actually found within the Brentwood residence.
All right, Cody's going to be with us all hour. And obviously, they know a lot more than they said today, and that brings us to the first question in our investigation. What don't we know about what happened? Let's bring in our guests who are going to help
Secrets.
us through all this. Joining us, retired homicide
I
detective.
wonder if there's a
host of the
secret
YouTube
involved.
True crime show, Murder Mind. Vince Velasquez is with us, and celebrity attorney Chris Melcher out there in L.A. Great to see you both. All right,
Any
Vince, you're looking
secrets,
at
guys?
this.
Any secrets involved, you think?
Homicide investigators like you
I wonder.
obviously have been on this case. What are some of the things that we don't know right now about what happened that you may suspect that they know about what happened?
Well, I think what LAPD homicide is doing right now is a full timeline. That's so important, starting with what the victims were doing from the moment they woke up that day, but more importantly, what Nick Reiner was doing from the moment he woke up that day, all the way to the party. And that's going to include the Hollywood's who's who of witness list. They're going to have to interview all those folks. Digital evidence, app activity, geofencing, where Nick Reiner was, and then the full forensic story, exactly what happened inside that house. And then lastly, motive. Like, was this substance abuse? Was it a mental health breakdown?
Yo! Angel Eyes. Thank you very much for your $10 donation. Merry Christmas, Rich, and everyone. I appreciate all you do, Rich. Love you all. Thank you very much for that donation. Let me give you a sound effect here. I'm gonna blow up a where are my sound effects? Come on, sound effects. Where are my sound effects? Favorites. Sorry. Where's my sound effects? Come on, drop the bomb. There you go. And also, where's the other one? Check this slide. Let's go.
Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey. Tootsie slide, then I hit it double time, then I hit.
Oh, man. Thank you very much. Angel Eyes, thank you very much for the donation. $10 donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You already know run that shit. Let's go, baby. Woo! Let's go.
Leroy Dragon!
Yeah. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho!
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, my God!
Santa's coming to town.
Oh, my God!
Angel Eyes, thank you very much to Angel Eyes. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. Oh, my God.
Or could it have been something else that we just don't know about?
Yeah, Chris Melcher, from your perspective, what don't we know about what happened here that you think is going to be significant as all this plays out?
What we don't know about is, was there any planning involved? Is this something, an act of rage that happened? Was he suffering from some kind of mental disorder that prevented him from really having the capacity to form intent? This is what I imagine, is of
Teach me how to do it, Danny. Teach me how to do the twerk.
keen interest to the defense, because if it's clear that he committed the crime, the question then is, okay, could he get out on a not guilty by reason of insanity? And I think that that's where the focus of the defense is going to be, but also the investigators are going to be looking for evidence maybe to contradict an NGI plea.
And Vince, this arrest is quick. Like, this is a fast arrest in all of this. So what does that tell you about some of the evidence that they may have found or statements or things that they've learned?
Well, what I've read is that, these victims, the daughter actually found them and told LAPD that her brother was a prime suspect from the beginning. So they kind of knew who they were kind of looking for as a prime suspect. And through, cell phone tracing and things like that, it wouldn't be that hard to track him down. And it's interesting, like, of course, they just took him into custody. They didn't really charge him right away. But what's
4 Christmases, Mystic Firefly? Wow, we've been together 4 years? Wow. 4 Christmases, she says. All right. That's a long time, Mystic Firefly. Welcome back. I'm glad you're still here.
Really interesting. I would love to, in the future, we're going to hear about what that interview was like. If he chose to talk to them and what he said to the LAPD, that could lend to motive and exactly what was going on in his state of mind. Now, if they found him in an area that was, frequented with people that use drugs, one of the things that I would have done as a detective investigating this is get a warrant and test his blood. Even though it's hours later, it still is evidence that, could shed some light on his mental state.
Yeah, and Chris, how about the events of that day? What are you most interested in and believe will reveal much more about what happened here in terms of things that happened during the course of the day?
Well, Vinny, what I would like to see is messages that Nick sent to either his parents or family members before the incident, and then any messages that he sent afterwards. To me, this is pivotal because if he is expressing anything in these messages before the crimes were committed about planning and threats, then that would indicate that he understood what he was doing. And
Merry Christmas, real fake human.
And then messages that happened afterwards that might indicate that he understood that this was wrong. And the reason why I'm focusing on that is because if he goes with a not guilty by reason of insanity, he not only has to show that he had a mental disorder, but that he did not understand the nature and quality of the act, or that it was legally and morally wrong. So to me, it's all about these messages that may have been sent.
And Vince, for the detectives that are working the case, and this is obviously incredibly high profile, is there more pressure you feel? Does more pressure come from the folks upstairs? How does it work when you're working a case like this one?
Extreme pressure. I mean, let's just look back at the OJ case from 1994, 1995. I mean, LAPD made so many mistakes forensically. And I think, historically, they've learned that this case is going to be a media frenzy. And LAPD knows that. Anytime a detective or a department has a case like this, they have to cross those T's and dot those I's, even if it doesn't need it. It's one of those things where you go 18 extra steps that you typically may not have done because it's going to have so much scrutiny on it. I guarantee you it's going to be some high-priced, some very well-known defense attorney that's going to pick or try to pick this case apart. So LAPD, I would imagine at this point, is really taking their time. They've got a very, very robust group of seasoned detectives. And I really think that they're taking their time with this thing. They've already charged him. They've already charged Nick Reiner with the crime. So it's not who did it. Now they have to prove it. And now is the time when you really have to slow down and make sure you're doing everything correctly.
All right. Our guests are going to stick around. Coming up next, what will Nick Reiner's defense focus on?
The Court TV podcast will return.
It's with deep sadness that I address the tragic loss of Robert and Michelle Reiner. Today, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has formally filed charges against Mr. Reiner for the murder of his parents. This case is heartbreaking and deeply personal, not only for the Reiner family and their loved ones, but for our entire city.
Yeah, there aren't many who are bigger in Hollywood or were bigger in Hollywood than Rob Reiner. I mean, the legendary movies, his career took off with a legendary role in one of the biggest sitcoms of all time. And from there, it was just bigger and bigger and bigger. And then his political activism kept him in the headlines even when he wasn't making movies. So everyone feeling it out in Hollywood. Let's get back to Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas, who is in L.A. tonight. You're in front of the courthouse. So let's talk about court. What happened in court today out there in L.A.?
Well, Vinny, nothing happened at all because that scheduled arraignment that we thought was going to happen this morning got pushed. And that's because Nick Reiner's defense attorney says that he was not medically cleared and suitable enough to be in court. Now, who is that defense attorney? None other than high-profile defense attorney, L.A.-based Alan Jackson. Of course, Alan Jackson representing Harvey Weinstein, defendants like Kevin Spacey. And for our viewers here at Court TV, Karen Reed during the Karen Reed murder trial and retrial that were aired right
Karen
here
Reed.
on the program.
Lord.
And I actually saw Alan Jackson today in the courthouse looking very unassuming for a few minutes. He spoke with media outside the courthouse just after what was supposed to be that arraignment hearing. Here's the video that TMZ posted.
Every inmate has to be medically cleared before they can be transported to court. He has not been medically cleared. It's just a procedural issue.
Have you spoken to your client at all?
I'm not commenting any further than what the procedure of the court today is.
Can we expect a hearing tomorrow?
We'll be back day to day. The bailiff has indicated that the sheriff's department will take it on a day-by-day basis, and so hopefully he'll be cleared tomorrow, and we can get him there.
Now, Vinny, important to note, Alan Jackson did not specify how he became associated with the case or who exactly is paying his high-profile legal fees either.
Polka Dot Susan, how you doing, Polka Dot Susan? Nice to see you.
Yeah, great point, Cody. And also a little different than what we saw in Dedham, where he's proclaiming his client's innocence on the courthouse steps. This was a little bit different. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation. What will Nick Reiner's defense focus on? Where is Alan Jackson taking this case? What's it going to be about? Joining me, East Coast contributor for Los Angeles Magazine, Lauren Conlin is with us, and still with us, celebrity lawyer Chris Melcher. Chris, first question to you about the hiring. So if he was arrested and charged with murdering someone and his father was still alive, I'd be like, okay, yeah, his dad made the call, his dad is paying for it. What do you suspect? How did this happen? That he's got the highest profile criminal defense attorney in the country representing him.
Yeah, how's that being paid for?
Well, then it doesn't make a lot of
paying
sense
for it?
Because even if a trust had been established for Nick's benefit by his parents, I would imagine there would be a lot of restrictions on any distributions from that trust because of the chronic drug problems that he's had. So I don't imagine that he would have much of any money available to him. And he certainly can't inherit from his parents if he's killed them. So I got to think that Alan's involvement here very quickly, maybe based on just wanting to be attached to such a high profile case and maybe trying to work out the finances later. You know, there's some lawyers who will do that because there isn't really a clear source to be able to afford such
I'm sure he has money, right? This guy must have money. He's not an idiot. I'm sure he has savings from growing up and all the money his father gave him growing up, right? He has to have money. He has to have money. If he doesn't have money, I don't know. Then I thought he would have. I thought he would have some money saved up, at least a couple million, maybe a couple million. No, I don't know.
High power defense.
Yeah. All right, Lauren Conlin, your reaction when you heard that Karen Reed's attorney, and we remember how all that went down, ends up taking this case, and how much of a game changer do you think it is based upon Alan Jackson's history and the way he, interacts with the media and how his cases end up playing out?
I thought this was huge, Vinny. I was not expecting Alan Jackson to step in. I mean, as you said, I was wondering about the payment, but I guess if he uses a credit card, I mean, it's not really on Alan if the credit card isn't paid, right? But no, I think that Alan Jackson is absolutely going to focus on police missteps. I think that he is going to pick apart every little thing that the LAPD does. And I think that, as Vince said, there have been some very high profile cases like OJ that the LAPD has not done their best on. And so if you remember on Sunday when the news first broke, LAPD made sure to tell all of us that they had to wait to enter the house and search the entire house. They had to wait for the search warrant. And they also said that this search of the entire house is imperative to their investigation. So I think that, of course, the mental illness may come into play. The fact that, he fled the scene after he did it, that kind of tells me he might not be as crazy as we all think. There's some other reports saying that, he did appear to be somewhat normal when a house guest was staying with the Reiners. Who knows? We don't know what's going on inside, anyone's head. But again, back to your original question, I think Alan Jackson's just going to pick apart what the police did or didn't do and go from there.
Chris, your thoughts about the focus of the defense?
Well, I think Lauren's absolutely right and raises a great point that if he was having a mental episode and didn't understand the nature and quality of his act, didn't know if it was right or wrong, why would he leave? Why wouldn't he just stay there? So Lauren makes a great point there. I think certainly the first focus would be, hey, maybe we got the wrong guy. Nick wasn't there. How could he do this? So certainly if there's any plausible basis to deny that Nick was involved, then that's going to be the first thing the defense is going to do. However, if it looks like there's overwhelming evidence and there's no real way of getting out of that, that he did it, then the focus would be on not guilty by reason of insanity, because instead of doing life without possibility of parole or maybe even the death penalty, if it's NGI, we're talking commitment to a mental hospital.
All right, Chris Melcher, always great to have you on the program. Great to see
Maltese Falcon Australia, thank you very much for your $5 donation. I appreciate your $5 donation, Maltese. Thanks, Rich. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Oh, my God!
I have no idea what that was.
Santana, acabe com ela. Ai!
I have no idea what it is.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Thank you very much, Maltese. I appreciate your donation. Run that shit. Let's go. Where is my son of it? Thank you, Maltese. I appreciate it, Maltese. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you, too.
See you. Lauren Collins going to stick around. Still to come, how toxic was the atmosphere inside the home?
Now, back to the Court TV podcast.
I'm Vinny Politan. We continue our investigation of the murders of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, a Hollywood icon murdered in his own house, and prosecutors say it was his own son who did it. Here's the story. He spent a lifetime creating stories. Rob Reiner brought joy, laughter, and heart to screens across the world. He was a husband, a father, a beloved filmmaker whose influence spanned generations. But even the brightest life can cast dark shadows. In December of 2025,
Big R Rista, or Big R Riata? Oh, Big R Riata. What's up?
at the Reiner family home in Brentwood, Los Angeles, a heated argument spiraled into horror. By morning, Rob and his wife Michelle were gone, murdered in an act that stunned Hollywood and the world. Their son Nick has been arrested, and questions remain about what led to this unthinkable crime. What was going on in that home and in that family in the final moments before tragedy struck? So much of this story, this case, this investigation, and ultimately this trial will be about family dynamics. Let's bring in Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas, who's live outside L.A. Superior Court tonight. What are we hearing? We've been hearing a lot of talk about Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. That was that day. What are we hearing about what may have happened at that Christmas party?
Well, Vinny, there have been multiple reports of odd behavior by Nick Reiner and an argument that Nick had with his father, Rob, at this party at Conan O'Brien's Los Angeles home, where Rob's wife, Michelle, was also in attendance. Now, celebrity journalist Perez Hilton joined closing arguments here on the network, talking about Nick Reiner's erratic behavior at this party. Take a listen.
We have heard that Nick Reiner was going around acting erratically, asking people at Conan O'Brien's party, "Are you famous? Are you famous?" So one can only speculate, was he in a state of drug-induced psychosis, or was he just high, or was he unwell? We don't know. And my guess as a parent is Rob was probably just telling his son, "You should leave. You're not well. You're embarrassing me." Maybe they blew up because of, you're embarrassing me. A son doesn't want to hear that, if that's what happened. But I'm sure that some people at that party will now be talking to authorities just as they gather more information.
And Vinny, TMZ also reported on what happened at this party as well. They say, quote, at the party, Rob and Nick got into a very loud argument, loud enough for many others to hear, Reiner family sources tell TMZ. We're told Rob and Michelle then left the party. We do not know if Nick left as well. Our family sources add Michelle had been anguishing to friends over the last few months that she and Rob were at their wits' end over Nick's mental illness and alleged substance abuse issues and did not know what to do with their son Nick, saying, we've tried everything. And Vinny, also NBC News reported on this behavior as well. They say, quote, Nick Reiner is alleged to have interrupted a conversation involving comedian Bill Hader. When Hader told him the conversation was private, the sources said Nick Reiner appeared to stand still and stare before, quote, storming off. And Vinny, also NBC News reports someone there believes Rob and Michelle were embarrassed by Nick's odd behavior at this high-profile Hollywood party.
And what do we know about Nick Reiner's history?
Well, Vinny, we do know he's been very vocal about his early struggles in his early teen years with substance abuse, drug addiction, and even homelessness, again, starting as early as the age of 15. Now, Vinny, back in 2016, Rob Reiner and his son Nick Reiner did an interview for the AOL Build series, where they discussed the film Being Charlie, which Nick Reiner also co-wrote alongside his father. The film was released in 2015 and was loosely based on Nick Reiner's battle with addiction and the family dynamics surrounding recovery. Here's a piece of that interview.
And I wasn't really that shy about including some of the bad stuff I did, because a lot of people do things that are pretty unsavory when they're going through that. But in terms of making it a narrative, of course, it's not my life, but it needs to be constructed into a story.
The fact that we were dealing with, things that Nick had gone through and how I had related to it and how his mother had related to it, it forced me to have to see more clearly and understand more deeply what Nick had gone through.
And Vinny, Perez Hilton also talked about the relationship between the family and what the family was up to leading up to Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. Take a listen to this.
Rob openly spoke about the difficult relationship that he had with his son and regrets that he had. In fact, doing promo for that movie that his son wrote the screenplay for and that he directed, he expressed regret over listening to experts. Nick Reiner, by the time he was 19, had already spent multiple stays in rehab, and that pattern continued throughout the years. He struggled with addiction so much that there were periods of his life that he was homeless because his parents gave him tough love. Nick did not like that his parents were not coddling him. They were supporting him, but they were demanding repeatedly that he go to rehab and that they trust the experts there. So this dynamic of their son being an addict and struggle with his father is something that they both talked about publicly before. And obviously the family knows a lot more than the public does. Tracy Reiner said that prior to this now infamous party at Conan O'Brien's house, where Rob and Michelle and their son Nick were at, and they got into a fight, that the family was all together at a family gathering. So Saturday was a day for the Reiners to be together. And as of now, we, the public, can only presume what happened at that family gathering. But I just keep going back, especially to Rob's 28-year-old daughter and Michelle's 28-year-old daughter, Romy, who was the one who discovered her parents in this horrific state. She's the one who called police. And on that 911 call, she told authorities that her brother, who's 32, had been staying at home and was violent. That is, according to reports, what Romy told the 911 dispatcher, that her brother was violent.
So, Vinny, as this case and investigation continues to unfold, as we continue to learn more, it's becoming increasingly evident that Nick Reiner had quite a struggling early life that may or may not have led to this brutal behavior.
All right. Cody, we'll get back to you in a second. Really a tough position that the Reiners are in with their son. That brings us to the next question in our investigation. How toxic was the atmosphere inside the home? 32 years old. He's back living at home. Let's bring in our guest. Still with us, East Coast contributor for Los Angeles Magazine, Lauren Conlon. And joining me, celebrity psychologist, Dr. Jeffrey Gardier. Dr. Jeffrey Gardier, great to see you. It's been some time. Great to catch up.
Yes.
Let me start with you. A couple words that I heard here. Quoted from the Reiners. We're at our wits' end with him. He's 32. He's back in the house. Yes, it's a big house, but it's their home. What are your thoughts about what was happening, the dynamic in there, and what impact it may have had on what happened here?
Well, with working with my patients, Vinny, I often see this. A young person struggling with mental illness, struggling with substance abuse. Because of the stigma that goes along with that, they don't stay within their treatment, and therefore there is this push and pull with the parents, so it becomes a very toxic environment. And what we typically see is that there becomes this real divide where the parents are insisting that that young person clean up their act. The young person is having those mental health issues. It's being exacerbated by the drugs. And it turns out to be a situation of where there is constant infighting within the home. People love one another in these homes, but they just do not see eye to eye. And quite often it does end up in some sort of emotional and, in this case, perhaps physical violence.
Lauren Conlon, your thoughts about what was happening inside this sprawling mansion, which is the home of the Reiners for the family?
Yes, Vinny, it's interesting because, as I mentioned before, there was an article that came out in the New York Post about a friend of the Reiners who was a house guest not even 2 weeks ago. And he actually said that it was a very pleasant environment. He said, you know, Nick would eat dinner with the family. They'd be watching sports games, cheering, etc. But you know, we all know that, again, looks can be deceiving, and the Reiners had issues, you know, with their adult son stemming back to when he was a teenager. And going back to that interview that Rob and Nick did, you know, Rob had also said that, you know, he possibly didn't react the right way when he found Nick on drugs when he was 15, but he did the best that he could. All parents do the best they can. And Nick himself has also admitted to being violent at times. I think a 2018 podcast interview resurfaced where he actually said that he was staying in the guest house and he had some kind of episode where he destroyed everything, including shattering a huge TV. So, you know, it's clear things haven't been great. But again, I always say, you know, we're not there. We don't see everything.
Yeah. Dr. Gardier, let me ask you, I'm interested in your thoughts about how this plays out in a courtroom. We're talking about mental illness.
Yeah, I think what Alan Jackson is going to do is something very close to what Chris Melcher mentioned earlier, and that is that if it is something where they just can't get him off, Nick Reiner, from actually doing this, and he is the person, I think they're going to look at whether there is mental health and capacity issue. So does he have an organic mental illness that substance abuse was a self-medication? Or was substance abuse exacerbating an organic mental illness? Or finally, was there a longstanding addiction or withdrawal effects potentially impacting the judgment or perception when this horrific crime happened, if it was him? It's not enough for an insanity plea, I don't believe, but it's enough for mitigating circumstances to avoid a death penalty or life in prison.
Dr. Gardier, because you're with us, and there's probably many people at home who could be going through something similar, you know, parents with a child and they don't know what to do. They're at their wits' end. If you could, I know it's only 45 seconds or so, give us some things that they should think about doing starting right now.
First and foremost, they should understand that whatever's going on with the substance abuse is most likely tied to a mental illness. So it can become very easy to just blame the victim for having all the issues in the family. But everyone in the family should take responsibility as to what is going on with this individual. And the parents who are dealing with a child with mental illness, well, they should join a support group, because it's the hardest thing that one can do to try to get their
Crazy.
child off of drugs.
Lauren Conlon, something else that Cody was talking about was this Christmas party at Conan O'Brien's, and it just seems like this becomes a big part of the investigation. I mean, if there's enough that people are already talking about having seen something in public, it seems everyone at that party is a potential witness, and these are high-end, like super A-listers that are at this party.
Yes. Earlier today, Vinny, there was a couple photos that surfaced of Bill Hader, and he looked tense on the phone. Normally, I see these headlines and I'm like, oh, they're exaggerated. But no, Bill Hader looked very tense. And reportedly, Bill Hader had an exchange with Nick Reiner, kind of telling him that he was in the middle of this private conversation and he wanted, Nick to maybe not be there at the moment, and Nick didn't take that very well. So I think Bill Hader could possibly be, at the top of that witness list.
All right, big thank you to our guests, Lauren Conlon. Always great to have you here, Dr. Jeffrey Gardere. It really is great to see you, and thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Great to see you, old friend.
All right,
Thank you.
coming up next, what do the crime scenes reveal?
This is the Court TV Podcast.
Given how this atrocity was committed and the violent manner in which Rob and Michelle, according to reports, died with their throats slit, I'm sure there will be a lot of DNA evidence.
Oh, yeah.
And my guess is he might just plead guilty without a trial,
Unbelievable, incredible violence, and it seems like it's, according to investigators and prosecutors, it's Rob and Michelle Reiner's own son who was the one who was responsible. Let's bring back in Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas out in L.A. Let's talk about the crime scenes here. What do we know about the crime scenes?
Vinny, we know there are actually two crime scenes. One, of course, at the Brentwood home where the stabbings took place and where Rob and his wife Michelle were found. And also, according to the New York Post, another crime scene at a Santa Monica hotel. But let's start with the home where the bodies were found. Of course, in the Brentwood neighborhood here in Los Angeles, where the bodies were found by the Reiner's daughter, Romy. The fire department alerted police once they arrived and saw the two bodies, which of course prompted the death investigation. Those bodies, of course, were identified as Rob and Michelle. They had severe stab wounds. The DA, of course, says a knife was used, but during that press conference, they did not specify whether they found an actual murder weapon, found the actual knife. It was also not specified where in the house that the two bodies were found. Now, moving on to that hotel room, Vinny, in Santa Monica, according to the New York Post, Nick Reiner checked into a Santa Monica hotel around 4 a.m. Sunday, December 14th, following the stabbings. And once police arrived, they found the hotel room with blood throughout the bathroom. They even say bed sheets were covering the window. So, Vinny,
Zanaya, how you doing, Zanaya?
Very crucial crime scenes in this case. I'm sure a lot of evidence
Chloe,
from
what's
both
up,
of those crime
Chloe?
scenes will be presented in hearings to come. And, of course, if this eventually goes to trial, we'll hear a bunch of evidence from these two crime scenes when that day comes as well.
All right, Cody Thomas in L.A. for us. Great job tonight. Thanks so much. And that brings us to our final question of the hour, and it is, what do the crime scenes reveal, or what would you expect them to reveal? Still with me, retired homicide detective, host of the YouTube true crime show, The Murder Mind, Vince Velasquez, and also joining us, entertainment journalist Candace Cruz. All right, Vince, you've got two different scenes here. What would you expect to find in the home, and then what would you expect to find in the hotel that he allegedly went to afterwards?
So I've read some reports that they found blood inside the hotel. And what's interesting is a knife attack, typically, especially when it's like a intimate domestic murder, it's vicious. It's so vicious. And I wonder, did Nick Reiner actually cut himself? So the question would be, in the hotel room, is the blood the victim's blood? Is it Nick Reiner's blood if he cut himself? Is it a mixture of blood? And I would imagine LAPD is running through that hotel room with a fine-tooth comb. Inside the residence where the bodies were found, obviously, is there a murder weapon in there? And then, of course, just where are the bodies located? It's very difficult to kill two people and contain two people immediately with a knife. Typically, with a handgun, it's easier, but with a knife, sometimes one person has a chance to get away. So to incapacitate two people with a knife in a short period of time is very, very unusual. So I think some more information is going to be coming out about that.
Yeah, and Candace, your thoughts here. It seems like the home, the crime scene, is this sprawling mansion, and it's gonna it should reveal a story here about what was happening inside this family.
Absolutely. I mean, we obviously know that there were heightened events leading up to the deaths, and so I think we have reports, and I've seen reports that they were found in bed. Obviously, those haven't been confirmed yet, and just like he just said, in order to incapacitate two individuals in a short amount of time with a knife, it had to have been in a closed space. But with it being so sprawling, I can only imagine what Romy walked in upon trying to find her parents, especially after the massage therapist reached out to her to come and find the parents. So I think more time will tell, especially with it being such a large space, of how this really unfolded. We don't know anything more outside of the contained area of what we've seen with reports so far. So I am interested to see how this unfolds, if it was a little bit more of a fight or if it was just one of those moments like we're assuming with the bed.
Yeah, Vince, how important would the murder weapon itself be to locking this up and really, putting it over the top in terms of the evidence?
Well, I mean, the murder weapon would be extremely important, especially if Rob Reiner's fingerprints are on it. Now, he has been a guest in the family home. A defense attorney is going to argue that he may have touched that knife at some point earlier, but nevertheless, that's evidence that a jury needs to hear. So that's extremely important. And the amount of blood that I would imagine to incapacitate two people in a small space is going to
Merry
be
Christmas,
vicious.
Beyond
I
Ether.
think we have just scratched the
Merry
tip
Christmas.
of the iceberg when it comes to the viciousness of this crime. And when the evidence comes out, it's going to be horrific. And I want to say that Lauren Conlon brought up a good point
You
earlier.
guys want to tell the truth.
That
I don't know.
the defense is going to attack
And what's going to happen at trial?
procedures on this case. They're going to run a playbook straight out of the OJ case and look at this thing with a fine-tooth comb under a microscope and really, really tune in to anything, any tiny mistake that LAPD may make, and try to make them look incompetent and bring some doubt into this case.
All right. Unfortunately, we're out of time for tonight, but the conversation will continue. Candace Cruz, great to see you. Vince Velasquez, always a pleasure. We appreciate it. Clearly, there are a lot of layers in understanding how a son born into power, prestige, and privilege could end up accused of killing the very people who gave him everything. On its surface, it seems like a whole lot of selfishness. A child growing up with everything and expecting even more. But now we'll have to see what questions his defense raises about what happened. I'm Vinny Politan. We'll keep digging for answers as the investigation continues.
All right. That was good. That was interesting. Wow. I don't know, man. It's a fucked up situation. I don't know what's going to happen. What happened here? The death certificate. Let's look at the death certificate.
We now have new details emerging tonight.
Hold on. New details. Let's check out the death certificate, guys.
About the murders of that beloved Hollywood couple, Rob and Michelle Reiner, and of course, what the final minutes of their life might have been like. Death certificates obtained today from the LA County Department of Public Health state that the couple died on Sunday, December 14th, within minutes after receiving, quote, multiple sharp force injuries with a knife by another person.
Damn,
that person is allegedly the couple's troubled.
That prick used a knife. He killed his mother and father with a knife. What a scumbag. You motherfucker. You're a piece of shit. I hope you die. This guy needs to die.
Adult son Nick.
Wow.
The 32-year-old is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder.
What a piece of shit.
He's looking at life in prison without parole or even the death penalty if he's convicted.
Wow.
The tragic downfall of Nick Reiner reads like a cautionary tale for other parents dealing with children struggling with addiction. Nick's troubles were widely known. He'd been in and out of rehab at least 18 times, starting when he was just 15 years old. Add to that new reports that he had been diagnosed with schizophrenia and had his medication changed recently.
Wow.
And it's clear the situation in the Reiners' Brentwood home was complex and potentially combustible. Rob and Michelle were open about their tireless efforts to help their son. The 2015 movie that Nick wrote and his father directed, called Being Charlie, peeled back the curtain on his addiction struggles. But it also shed some light on Rob and Michelle's anguish and regret in how they dealt with them. In one LA Times interview, Rob said, quote, "When Nick would tell us rehab wasn't working for him, we wouldn't listen. And because the people had diplomas on their wall, we listened to them when we should have been listening to our son." That regret that made it even into that movie, Being Charlie, as Rob told comedian Paul Mercurio in a podcast interview about the film.
We even reflected in the film when the father says, I listen to anybody with a desk and a diploma, because you're frightened, you
don't know what to do,
You don't know what to do. Your main responsibility as a parent is to keep your child safe. You're scared, so you latch on to, experts. And what I learned is that I know my son better, my wife knows my son better than experts do, and that he is smart, and and I have to listen to him.
So was it a mistake, a critical mistake, for the desperate parents to listen to the experts instead of their addicted son? And if well-resourced parents like Rob and Michelle Reiner were still struggling to find a way forward, what are other parents supposed to do?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app.
I hate this guy. Yo, that's crazy, man. I don't know. Yeah, man. Autopsy. I want to throw a rock through a window to look crazy enough. Don't need meds. Nick Reiner was prescribed schizophrenia medication before deaths of Rob and Michelle, sources say. Schizophrenia medicine before the deaths of his mother and father. Nick Reiner's medication for schizophrenia was adjusted before parents killing. Wow. I wonder if the medicine helped. I wonder if the medicine take place. Homicides on December 14, 2025, within minutes after receiving multiple sharp force injuries with a knife by another person. Wow. That's crazy, man. I agree. I doubt he will get the death penalty. He won't get the death penalty. He'll never get the death penalty. Nope. No death penalty for this guy. It'll be clear of that. That's for sure. The battery died on my phone. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll have to wait and see, guys. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go to work in the morning. Are you guys gonna be around tomorrow night? I may live stream from the Christmas tree, or I may just go home and relax and then live stream to my house. I don't know. I gotta see how I feel. If I feel too tired and sick, I don't know. I might just go home and chill with you guys. So if I feel better tomorrow and I feel good, maybe I'll go to the stores downtown and like Macy's and the other store by the tree and show you guys the windows and stuff like that. If not, I'm just going to go home and live stream tomorrow night from my house. I'll be around. All right, Zanaya will be around. Okay, good. Chill with us. Polka Dot, you going to be around, Polka Dot? Beyond Ether, you going to be around? Chloe, you going to be around? Sean B, you'll be around? Damn Danny, you going to be around? Ray, you going to be around? Mitzi Firefly, you going to be around? Everybody. Is everybody going to be around tomorrow night? We'll do some drinking. Drink some alcohol. Alcohol and some music, Santa Claus music. Christmas music and alcohol and a panel. I hope you feel better soon and sleep well. Me too. Thank you very much, Chloe. Yeah, stay in. Let's have snacks and drinks together. I know, right? Sounds like a plan, right? Weather is keeping us off the roads. Yep. Off the roads is good. It's good to be off the road. Jenny Ham Sandwich, you gonna be around tomorrow, Jenny Ham Sandwich? You gonna be around tomorrow night, Jenny? Neun, honey, what's up, Neun? How you doing? Merry Christmas, Neun. No alcohol taking medication? Fuck that. I'm not taking no medication. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just hoping that I don't get sick. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get sick, you know. I don't want to get sick. God damn it. God damn it. Well, what's this? New documents reveal family text after teen found dead on a cruise ship? Let's watch this, guys. Hold on a second. I'm gonna watch this.
New 11 new documents are now shedding more light on the death of a teenager from Titusville. I'm Summer Knowles.
I'm Jesse Pagan. Anna Kepner was found dead under the bed of a cruise ship last month. Les Shoes' Tony Atkins is live tonight with new documents detailing text conversations following her death. Tony, a lot of discussion about Anna's stepbrother, who was called a suspect in divorce court papers.
Text documents following her death? So someone's texting from her phone after her death? What?
Yeah, Jesse, so these messages, they went out between Anna's stepmother, Chantel Kepner, and Chantel's ex-husband, Thomas Hudson. The two together, they are the parents of Anna's stepbrother, and they wanted him to know that he was loved, and they were hoping to keep things under wraps for as long as possible.
Wow.
New court documents are shedding more light on moments following the mysterious death of 18-year-old Anna Kepner. The teen's body was found asphyxiated under a bed on a cruise ship on November 7th. We got a hold of these court documents through a child custody dispute between Kepner's stepmother, Chantel Hudson Kepner, and her ex-husband, Thomas Hudson. The two divorced, and parents of the 16-year-old stepbrother being called a suspect in divorce court documents. Records show Chantel messaged her ex-husband the day after Anna's death saying, quote, "I need you to call me ASAP," adding, "It's an emergency." Hudson responding, asking if he could pick up one of their children to get them away from the situation.
Oh my God.
Chantel declines but says they will come up with a way to tell their other two children at some point in the future. On November 9th, Chantel texts Thomas saying, quote, she spoke with their son for under 2 minutes.
Hold on, let me go back. I gotta
and
go back.
Parents of the 16-year-old.
I gotta understand. I got sidetracked. Let me rewatch that again. Hold on a second. That's weird.
Stepbrother being called a suspect.
New documents reveal texts between parents.
In divorce court documents. Records show Chantel messaged her ex-husband the day after Anna's death saying, quote, "I need you to call me ASAP," adding, "It's an emergency." Hudson responding, asking if he could pick up one of their children to get them away from the situation. Chantel declines but says they will come up with a way to tell their other two children at some point in the future. On November 9th, Chantel texts Thomas saying, quote, she spoke with their son for under 2 minutes and he kept repeating he couldn't remember anything. Thomas responding in part saying, "I want him to know that he isn't dead to everyone, regardless of everything at the moment." The 16-year-old stepbrother, who we aren't naming because of his age, is now staying with another relative.
As of right now, he's not coming back to the home.
Wow.
And as of right now, no one has been formally charged in connection to Anna's death. I'm covering Brevard County Live tonight. Tony Atkins, West 2 News.
They better get somebody to cover. They better arrest somebody. I don't know what they're waiting for, man. They need to arrest somebody. Anyway, guys, to be continued. We'll follow these stories tomorrow after some Christmas music. Good night, everyone. Guys, good night. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go. Everybody, good night. Everybody, good night, everyone. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Christmas Eve live stream. Let's do it. I'm not sure what time I want to stream, but hey, what time am I streaming tomorrow? I don't know. I wanted to watch some Mass. I may stream after Christmas Mass. So maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Because tomorrow I usually do church thing and the church thing and midnight mass. So I can't live stream a midnight mass, right? I'll do it afterwards. Anyway, I hope you guys are up late. I hope you guys are up late tomorrow night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Cat Randall, go to sleep, Cat Randall. Get some sleep, bro. I'm always up late. All right, good, Danny. No problems tomorrow. I want to come on during midnight mass or afterwards. Woo! All right, guys. Everybody, I love you all, man. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Back to work tomorrow morning. Oh, my God. Can't get a break. Work. It's Christmas. Look at my house. Christmas home. My Christmas home. Oh, man. It looks so beautiful, my house. I like it. My decorations are looking so good, right? I like my decorations. Nice. Nice. Christmas Eve home. Yep. All right, guys. Good night. Mwah. See you tomorrow, guys. Run that shit.
So Brian,
Let me have you, Brian.
what did you do? You're living it every night, aren't you, boy? Turn yourself in, Brian. Once in your life, be a man.
You like me going?
Whoa! She was just watching. Remember, she wasn't doing that. I was just saying she was talking. Got it. But she was mainly watching pop.
All right, guys. Good night. I'll see you guys
was
tomorrow,
young.
man.
She
Merry
was
Christmas.
beautiful. She was chasing her dreams. She was excited. She was hopeful. She was in love. She wanted a partner. She wanted support. She wanted to be cherished. She trusted him. She was anxious. She was overwhelmed. She took responsibility. She was scared. She was manipulated. She was abused. She didn't deserve this ending. She didn't deserve the abuse. I will say her name. I will share her story. I will spread awareness. And I will use my voice because hers was silenced. Her life was stolen, but her legacy will live.
Yelling at the sky, screaming at the world. Baby, why'd you go away? I'm still your girl. Holding on too tight, Heaven only knows where you are now. How do I love again? How do I trust again? I stay up all night, tell myself I'm alright. Baby, you're just harder to see than most. I put the record on, wait till I hear our song. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Never got the chance to say your last goodbye. I gotta move on, but it hurts to try. How do I love again? How do I trust again? I stay up all night, tell myself I'm alright. Baby, you're just harder to see than most. I put the record on, wait till I hear our song. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. How do I love again? How do I trust again? I stay up all night, tell myself I'm alright. Baby, you're just harder to see than most. I put the record on, wait till I hear our song. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost.
Her blonde hair fell around her like a halo. She was an upstate New York angel without wings. Her smile shone brighter than a morning sunrise. Her laughter put the songbird's voice to shame. When you see a butterfly over a weeping willow tree, or a rainbow, or a wildflower on a grassy mountain peak, she's home with Mother Nature, yes she is. In the heaven on this earth, that's where she lives. That's where she lives, that's where she lives. That's where she lives. That's where she lives.
God, for me. It's how nice you are for me. Oh my gosh, it's how much you make me glad. It's how hard you always laugh for me. Okay, we go. It's you're really cringe.